This happened a few months ago, and I'm finally feeling safe alone again. It was around 1:30 p.m. when my dog started barking for me to take him outside. I put on his leash and walked outside my first floor apartment, leaving the door unlocked behind me like I've done a million times before. Seriously, I've never even thought twice about it, as I live in a very safe neighborhood, in an extremely safe, almost boring town. In my 27 years living here, nothing had ever tested that sense of security before. My dog is 15, so he moves a little bit slow, and really loves taking his time sniffing around. He'll usually stop and pee 3 different times, and that day was no different. But suddenly, a big white truck filled with lawn equipment slowed down in front of me. "Hey, make sure you pick up after your dog." I looked up and saw a man in his late 40s or so wearing polarized sunglasses and a bandana around his lower mouth and neck. He just peed," I responded with a little bit of attitude. Like, "Thanks, I got this. Now drive away." I looked up again and he gave me a wink and lowered his bandana to blow me a kiss before he drove off. He instantly made me feel uncomfortable, but as a young Hispanic female, I have been used to the older Hispanic men being inappropriate and making me feel like that for years. It's just a sad reality. So, once again, I thought nothing of it. I was walking back to my apartment when a woman came out of her apartment in the next building over and still on her patio motioning me to come to her. Now, I never met this lady. I had seen her around the complex, and she seemed nice enough, but ultimately, I didn't know this woman. I've watched Dateline. I'm not going up on her patio. I asked her what she wanted, and she just insisted I go over there so she can tell me. I told her I needed to bring my dog back inside, but maybe I can help her from outside where I was if she told me. Next thing I know, this woman is freaking running towards me. I picked up my dog, ready to run home myself, and then she stopped probably 5 feet away from me. "Please, listen to me. A man walked into your apartment while you were out walking your dog. I think he was one of the mowers. I was sitting in my car when I saw him walk in, and I know you live there alone. I called 911, they're on the way." I could feel my face burning as I tried to process what I just heard. I watched the man I had talked to drive away. I didn't see his truck anywhere. How could that be possible? What I didn't realize was that while I was talking to him, he had positioned his truck right in my line of sight. I couldn't see my door, so I was distracted and looking away while another man walked in. If my neighbor hadn't happened to be sitting in her car on the phone, I would have walked into my apartment, completely unaware that someone would be inside waiting to do God knows what to me. I'm so thankful she was so observant, even prior to the incident, because she knew that there shouldn't be anyone else in my apartment, and had a gut feeling that something was wrong. The police arrived not even 5 minutes later and arrested the guy. He said that he had my permission to use the bathroom, which obviously wasn't true. Since my door was unlocked, and we can't prove for sure what his intentions were when he entered, he was only charged with trespassing. That's a misdemeanor in my state, and he did no jail time. Which obviously freaked me out, because this guy knew where I lived. The man driving the truck technically did nothing wrong, but it's scary to think that they might have been working together. I stayed with my parents until we were able to find a legal loophole to get out of my lease and move me out of that apartment. I moved into a house with an old friend and got a ring system installed the same day. My dog has a backyard now. My dad mows the lawn for us, and I still get coffee with the neighbor who called the cops for me. But creepy landscaper who walked to my apartment while I was walking my dog? Let's not meet. I want to start by saying that I'm a stay-at-home mom. A very stay-at-home loner mom. And with my family so far away, it doesn't feel right to have them worry. I just want to tell my story. whether someone reads it or not. Doesn't really matter. I am not a writer by any means. This is just my thoughts and a recap of my night. Tonight, I tucked my older kid into bed, and on my way out to my new nightly ritual of feeding my neighbor's cat, my husband made a joke about wanting corn dogs from 7-Eleven. I don't get out much, and don't mind, so I said we needed milk anyway, and went on my way. The neighbors was uneventful, except one hellcat who hooked her nail into my middle finger while I was giving her treats. Because of that, I left earlier than usual and headed straight to the store. It was just after 9 p.m. when I pulled up to the 7-Eleven, parking alongside the building, unobstructed windows spanning the entire length of the building. It's well lit. I immediately noticed a gentleman in blue standing up on the sidewalk. I pay no mind, but start gathering my things. My fingers still really hurt, so I'm taking my time and cursing that gorgeous cat when I hear a man's voice mumble something. My window is partially open, but my windshield is already fogging up, and when I look up, he is walking towards my passenger side. He starts trying to open the door, but thank God my kids broke that door handle and it won't open. I immediately step out of my car, and with me standing in my open door, looking out across the windshield, I say, excuse me, what are you doing? And he starts saying over and over, are you Yellow Cab? Are you Yellow Cab? I say again, I don't know you. I'm not letting you in my car. He realizes he can't get in, and people are watching. So he starts walking away from my car and I run inside. I'm a little bit shaken, but I try to sum it up to mistaken identity. We live in a small town and our cabs are just random cars. I'm walking around and trying to make sure he isn't near my car, and at one point I see him looking like he's walking away. I call my husband and I tell him a little bit of what happened, just to hear him say it's probably nothing. Corn dogs in hand, I walk out and head towards my car. Visions of this guy in my back seat flashing through my head. I see him walking away from my car, and now he has a backpack. Something flashes on the side of the pack and it hits me. I didn't lock my doors when I ran inside. This POS mother lover has my 5-year-old son's backpack. I don't know what the heck I was thinking, but I walked maybe 2 feet from my car and yelled, "That's my son's backpack." I thought he might bolt, but he starts walking back towards me instead. I said again, "That is my son's backpack." And he starts saying, "Are you Yellow Cab? Are you Yellow Cab? Are you Yellow Cab?" I yell louder, "That's my son's backpack. Give me that backpack." For a millisecond, I even considered the fact that it might not be my son's backpack. And I panic. I'm convinced the moment I see the bus pass. This man is still going on about Yellow Cab, and I looked at him, furious. Mama Bear was pissed. I take an extra long look at what he's wearing. Hospital blue pajama pants, and a deep but vibrant blue hoodie, with a WOT logo on it. And the O has some hemisphere lines of something on it. All of this happened in a few seconds. I just remember looking at him, pissed, and telling them that he's F for stealing a little kid's backpack, and to get the F out of here. Maybe it's because I live in Canada, or maybe it's because I didn't leave the area where I could be seen. But he started walking away. I went inside immediately, and told the clerks, but I don't think any of us knew what to do. For a second, I wasn't going to call the cops. It's just a backpack. But I just couldn't help but think about him trying to get into my car with me in it. I called the police. I started telling them what was happening, and then I saw the guy again. I followed him while on the phone, and I parked way ahead of him. Time passes quickly when you're on the phone with the cops, and this guy passes my car. He turns back and sees it is me, and turns around. I haven't turned off my car, so I panicked, but I shifted into drive and started driving away. This man wasn't scared. He was actually walking back towards my car. As I am driving away, I tell the officer, "What the F was I thinking? This is so dangerous." I gave you his description and his general location. I'm going home. We finished the conversation on the way, and I gave him my info and the guy's. I don't know why I followed him. I follow a lot of true crime, and I guess I just couldn't not report a man for trying to get into my car. I told the police the same thing. We get off the phone, and I go inside. My husband is good at pointing out people's hardships, and it is clear that this man had mental health issues, and I suspect some addiction issues. He was rather thin with large scabs on his face. He kind of dumbed down how I feel about it, and I think that's why I wanted to write this. What happened? It scared me. I don't know why I did what I did. All of it seemed stupid. I approached the guy. I drove after him. God, I'm ridiculously slow sometimes. I did get the backpack back, but stupid. I received a phone call 5 minutes before I started writing this, and the police got him. He's going to the station for the night because he is extremely intoxicated. The officer's words, "We pulled up with our lights on, and he asked if we were yellow cab." A part of me feels like maybe he was just drunk or something. But a part of me thinks that this guy was using that as an excuse to get into my car. Definitely had an adrenaline rush, and now I'm just tired. Thanks for reading. It was a weird night.